Hello, lovely leaders. How is everybody today? Alrighty, Rue. Today we are going to be discussing uplines, downlines, sponsoring, what is our responsibility, yada, yada, yada. Now, when one works with a large number of people, most of those people being of the female persuasion, sometimes things can get a little bit difficult. Sometimes things can get a little emotional, and that's okay. We need to learn how to manage these sorts of things because it's just a part of life. And haven't we all really been dealing with this since we were in grade school? Yes, we have. So we've developed some skills. And a lot of times, you think that as we get older, these situations should not be happening, and yet they do. So, as I have promised you to always keep it real, let us delve into some of these issues, shall we? Let's go there together. And of course, I'm not talking about you. Of course not, because you would never. This is all hypothetical. We're talking about everybody else, right? Now, numero uno. Let's just be clear. There are very few situations that should ever cause someone to prevent their downline from communicating with their upline. Very few situations. Mental illness would be one. I can understand. If someone is a little wackadoodle, hostile, mean, I can understand where you possibly would not want to expose your downline to that individual. Completely understand it. That's one of the only situations where I could see that makes sense. Other than that, it makes no sense to me, because why would I want to prevent someone else from working and helping to train my downline and support them when it just benefits me? The more the merrier. It takes a village, right? Why would you keep your why, Grandma, from your downline? This I do not understand. Sometimes it's ego. Sometimes people think, I don't want my downline liking them more than they like me. If that's your situation, it's time to do some inner work. It's time to expand ourselves, okay? It's time to grow beyond that. This isn't a popularity contest. This is business. This is you putting your presenters first. If they feel supported and connect better with someone in your upline, hallelujah, God bless, vaya con Dios, right? Why would you want to stop that? Because we're all different personalities. Some people are going to connect with my sponsor more than they connect with me. And hey, as long as they're happy and they feel supported and they feel like they're learning something, they may be getting something from my sponsor, Tammy, that they're not getting from me, that Tammy can offer them that I can't. That's okay. Doesn't make me a bad person. Doesn't make you a bad person if they're getting something from somebody else. Because ultimately, it's benefiting you. If they feel inspired, no matter where that inspiration comes from, it's going to help their business. That's going to help them. They're going to be happy. They're going to be building. That's going to help you. So you see what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. So we need to stop that behavior. Yes, we do. Now, let's review the rule of thumb, though, when it comes to your team pages. Like, how many team pages does a girl need to be on, right? We don't want to overwhelm presenters. The rule of thumb is that every presenter should be in their sponsors group. They should be in their green elite upline. And they are also welcome to be a member in their black upline. Okay? And then we've got corporate. So that's really 4 pages. Usually just 3. At some point, I mean, it's up to you, and it's up to your girls. How many groups do they want to be in? They can be in as many as they want, but if it's overwhelming to them, then you can give them the options. So a lot of times your group, you will end up being their, well, and you ladies all in the leader page are all their green upline or above. So that's the one group that they're in. Then they'll be in your black upline, me. Or not me, because there's some black presenters in here. So they'll be in their group, right? And then the pop page. So don't overwhelm them. Like I said, give them the options. I'm sure that all leaders will agree anybody in their downline is welcome in their big team pages. You know, circle pages are different. But in their big team pages, hey, everybody is welcome. And truly, don't we all get inspiration from other people? And sometimes don't we just need, you never know what somebody else is going to say that's just going to kind of give you that spark, because I pop into so many of your pages and you see me sharing on my Land of Lovely Lashes because I see stuff that inspires me and I'm thinking, why wouldn't I pass that on? And why wouldn't I give credit? So the other part of that is giving credit. Okay. Some people, for whatever reason, feel like they want, when they create documents, when they create videos, whatever they create, they don't want to share it. And that's totally your prerogative. If you don't want to share a graphic that you created, if you don't want to share a webinar that you did, if you don't want to share a video or a picture or whatever, totally your prerogative. I'm just going to give you my perspective on it. From the day that I started, from the day that I wrote those tips and tricks, I think I was orange or I just turned purple when I wrote those tips and tricks for online parties. I wrote it right after I went to Unified. I remember sitting on the bus at Unified. It was the first one. And so I was there with all the ladies that were there, pretty much had been there from the very beginning. I was a newbie. They had been with Unique for a long time. And I'm sitting on the bus next to a lady who's a black status presenter. And she said to me, you got to tell me how you're getting your sales. Or she goes, you don't have to tell me, but I'm just really curious. How are you getting your sales? Because I had a really high PRS. I think that month, I mean, it was crazy. Like, it was crazy. But it was Christmas time, and I had 14 parties going at once, right? So it was like 12 grand or something like that in PRS. Again, holidays, okay? Get up off your chair. I mean, I know you just fell on the floor right there. No, if I had that PRS today, are you kidding me? I would like be going crazy. So she said, how are you doing it? And I said, oh, well, so I do online parties. I have, 14 online parties going, and I just focus on the mascara because I feel like when people are on Facebook, they're not really focused. They're just kind of scrolling through to see what catches their eyes. And if I keep telling the mascara story, eventually, it's going to catch their attention. And so I just post the pictures, whatever. And she said to me, oh my God, I can't believe you're telling me this. Thank you so much. And I thought, well, why wouldn't I tell you? Because whether I tell you or I don't tell you, it doesn't affect my business. Like, it doesn't, she was in another downline, and even if she was in my downline, how would that do anything but help me? And I always feel good when I can share and help somebody. So she says, well, you'd be surprised at how many people don't share that same kind of thought. And I thought, that's interesting. And I thought, I believed what she said, but I just thought, no. I mean, why wouldn't anybody want to share? And then I started seeing what she was saying. The more I was in this direct sales business, I could see people hold things tight to the chest because I think they worry, like, I don't know. Maybe they worry somebody else is going to get credit for it. I'm here to tell you something. Sharing your talent, your skills, and your idea with an open heart will do more for you as a human, as a business person. It will do more for you than you can even imagine, because what you send out into this world comes back to you 100 times. It is sharing everything that I know about this business has blessed me beyond measure. I don't want you to stop what could end up being the biggest blessing of your life because you're afraid that someone's going to take your good idea or that someone is going to use your idea and do it better. No, you need to let go of that. Anytime you make a decision, this is just a general rule of thumb, anytime you make a decision in your life, whether it's personal or business, if fear is involved, it's the wrong decision. Fear and love cannot occupy the same space. So if there is fear in there, and sometimes, you need to write it down. Here's what I'm thinking of doing. Here's how it makes me feel, right? If you're feeling fear, that is a sign. That is a sign that you have to make a decision. If I wasn't afraid, what would I do? And do that. Do that. Because there is nothing that I won't share. That is not me being a martyr or a saint. That is me looking out for me, saying, there is nothing I won't share, because number one, it feels amazing when people come back to you and say, I did what you said, suggested, and it worked, and this is what happened. Like, it brings me to tears. There is no feeling in this world better than that, and I want that for you. I want that for you. So make sure that really search your heart. Anything that you create, be willing to share it, because it's just going to come back to you, and people are so grateful, and it's going to make you feel so good. And I think, the general gist of this whole video is I want you to have an open heart with your downline, with your upline. I know personalities conflict. Don't I know it? Happens to all of us, okay? Don't let your team get caught in the crossfire. Let them go to who inspires them. Be there for them. Don't block, because I will tell you, that is always a red flag for me, always a red flag for me when people are blocking their teams from their upline. And I am not saying that you won't be successful in this business if you do that, because there are some that are successful. I'm telling you, you will be more successful. You will be more blessed if you let that go. Okay? So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I thank you again for all of your hard work. I'm excited because I get to see almost all of you in like 10 days. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Come see me. I will be sitting my booty at the MX bar at the McCormick Hotel at 4 p.m. on Thursday, August 6th. 4 to 5, ladies. Looking forward to it. Have a great day.